I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. And that was from Hillary Clinton?
Do you regret the links that there have been? You know, we have no links.
Did Hillary Clinton get caught lying? She says that we have no links to the Epstein files or Jeffrey Epstein. So let's get into it. We're going to be checking out some stuff. And there's also been accusations of her sacrificing chickens. So here we go.
With the law requiring the release of all Epstein files.
Get the files out. They are slow walking it. They are redacting the names of men who are in it. They are stonewalling legitimate requests from members of Congress. That has nothing to do with us. Something is going on. They know it. I know it. If they're going to have me testify, I would prefer to do it in public because I want everybody to see it at the same time. If I have to do it behind closed doors, they're not going to like what I have to say because I have very strong opinions about what it is they're hiding and who they are protecting.
Wow. I wish they would do this public because that would be the best thing ever. Because I think she's all bark and no bite. She's been getting caught so many times saying things over and over.
Here is her response to some questions about Jeffrey Epstein.
Do you regret the links that there have been? You know, we have no links. We have a very clear record that we've been willing to talk about, which my husband has said. He took some rides on the airplane for his charitable work. I don't recall ever meeting him.
Did you ever meet Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did on a few occasions, and thousands of people go to the Clinton Global Initiative. So it to me is not something that is really at the heart of what this matter is about. They are accused, and in both cases were convicted of horrific crimes against girls and women. That should be the focus. And we are more than happy to say what we know, which is very limited and totally unrelated to their behavior or their crimes. And we want to do it in public because let's make this transparent.
There are calls for another...
She said that she's never met Epstein. Was she lying about this? Bill only had a few plane rides. Really? He wasn't found. There's no pictures of him taking in a swimming pool at the Epstein Island. That's wild. And she's like, I would say so much, but I don't have much to say. Funny how that works. Everyone seems to not know Jeffrey Epstein. They barely met him.
Who denies wrongdoing to go before Congress on this matter. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly Prince Andrew. Do you think he should testify?
I think everybody should testify. Look,
including the former prince?
I think everybody should testify who was asked to testify. I just want it to be fair. I want everybody treated the same.
But she didn't testify when she was asked until a lot later.
Way. That's not true for my husband and me because other witnesses were asked to testify. They gave written statements under oath. We offered that. They want to pull us. Why do they want to pull us into this? To divert attention from President Trump. This is not complicated.
Quote, we have no links. I will turn now to the Breaking Point's ombudsman, known as Ryan Grimm. Fact check? True. False?
Well, she fact checked herself immediately afterwards.
Yes.
She's like, we have no links. Well, my husband took some rides on his plane as part of his charitable work. Epstein and Maxwell played a role in like helping to organize the charitable work to begin with.
Yeah, that's
Clinton Global Initiative. Which
is so wild. A lot of people go to him to start their charity. Bill Gates seemingly did the same thing because if they have a bad rep, they have a bad reputation, they go to him to start a charity because then obviously everyone starts to think, oh, you must be such an amazing person because you have this foundation and you're helping so many people. It's a cover up.
So that's a link. But the plane is not nothing.
Not at all.
And there were people at the time who were like, there's a lot of planes that you could be riding around on.
As the former president.
Why don't do Epstein? He also had that guy Burkle, who's a total creep. You can look up. This is a family-friendly show. I'm not even going to tell you. It's worse than the Lolita Express almost. No, actually, the Lolita Express is worse.
Wow. Don't go away, guys, because first, eventually, we're going to get to the accusations of her killing chickens, but this is another time where she got pressed and confronted on the Epstein files. files.
Makes me nervous. It makes me
But
At this conference, they decided to ask her about Epstein.
The Epstein files have brought out.
Thank you very much. We have gone everywhere from New Start to Epstein.
To the last
Oh,
question,
they're upset.
we're hoping that there will be continued release every day that passes. That doesn't mean, as our news commentators say every day in the United States, that because someone's name is there, they committed a crime. I've called for many, many years for everything to be.
A lot of people said, I wonder why she said just let you know, just because their name is mentioned doesn't mean they've committed a crime, because she's mentioned, and so is Bill Clinton. And guys, I'm not just taking Trump's side. I think he's not that innocent either.
To be put out there so people can not only see what is in them, but also, if appropriate, hold people accountable. We'll see what happens.
Who's in there that should be held accountable? Whose name didn't come up at all when this question was asked?
Right.
And why is she here at a security conference? Is she plotting something? And Trump is also top of mind. She's furious.
Go to our title.
He has betrayed the West. He's betrayed human values. He's betrayed the NATO Charter,
Trump's
the Atlantic Charter, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Yeah, Trump's terrible.
A lot of what has been done before to try to make sense of how difficult it is to
She's back,
restrain
folks.
people who want unaccountable power. And none of us in this room, including all of us on this panel, would choose to live under a regime that was so unaccountable that it could act with impunity.
She can't be acting like she was never held accountable for anything, because she wasn't.
That Putin does, except that's who Trump is modeling himself.
I don't think we would be
Trump
having
is just
this
as bad
debate
as Putin.
under that kind of regime.
Well, first, I think you really don't like him.
That is absolutely true, but
She has not forgiven those of you who did not make her president for voting for him. She hasn't forgiven you, and she might give you a second chance to redeem yourself.
not only do I not like him,
Do we
I don't
think
like
that
him because of what he's doing to the United
Hillary's gonna-
States and the world. And I think you should take a hard look at it if you think that there is something good that will come
Not
out
only
of it.
do I hate him, I also hate what he's.
Okay, there's some things that I dislike, and there are things that I do like. Let's be real. But do you guys think she's gonna run for president again? I think that would be a bad move for the left. It would be really good for the right.
Trump is doing in America, I think it is reaction for something for some policies that really went too far.
Right.
Too far from
You don't
the
say.
regular people,
Like what?
too
Give us some
far from
examples.
reality. So
The whole thing with immigration is a reaction to how bad it was handled under President Biden. 100%. And then President Trump is reacting, I would say, a little bit too much in the wrong way.
we saw the cancel culture. We saw the
Yeah, you would just get canceled for talking about God like 5 years ago. I like talking about God. I like talking about Jesus.
we
Look at that smirk.
I don't agree with the
It's all a joke to her. When you confront her on anything,
we saw the woke revolution. I don't agree with the gender revolution, the climate alarmism.
Which gender? Women having their rights?
How is that a revolution? No one's talking about that. That's the thing. They take a word and just twist it and say, oh, you just don't want women to have rights. No, we want there to be two genders, a man and a woman. Both are equally made in the image of God, but both are equally made different. And that's okay.
Peter, go on.
I think there are two genders, so
They had to
but some
tone her down.
Enough of us. Can
some
we have
of
our
us.
rights?
So this is something that went too far.
But does that justify selling out the people of Ukraine who are on the front lines?
Wow.
I'm sorry that it makes you nervous. I'm really sorry for that.
All right.
Hillary Clinton was asked about Epstein at the conference.
Friends and Madam Secretary, I'd like to ask you, I'm the mother of a daughter, and it absolutely horrifies me to see what the Epstein files have brought out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, what does it say about Western values when Western leaders have perpetuated and participated in these horrific abuses
Like
of
your husband.
minors and
Yeah.
girls?
Thank you very much. We have gone everywhere from New Start to Epstein.
Yeah, I heard three in particular. To the last question, it's horrifying, and we're hoping that, there will be continued
And you're just as much a part of this as anyone else, or at least your husband.
release every day that passes. that doesn't mean, as our news commentators say every day in the United States, that because someone's name is there, they committed a crime. But I think there's a lot of
I wonder why she's saying
very troubling and really horrific information coming out. Today, came out that Steve Bannon was trying to get Jeffrey Epstein to help him overthrow Pope Francis. I guess that was part of the civilizational true conservatism. So it is something that needs to be totally transparent. I've called for many years for everything to be put out there so people can not only see what is in them, but also, if appropriate, hold people accountable. We'll see what happens. On the New START treaty, which we were the
man. Yep, there you go. This is a mail about Hillary from 2013. Could you organize this discreet meeting between Sarko and Hillary Clinton in New York? If not, who should we ask? What the meetings with Hillary are not easily discreet. When?
What?
And this is from Jeffrey Epstein. Oh boy. And Hillary Clinton, I'll sacrifice a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. Wait, what is
That's what? I don't think there's any evidence for that.
here? With fingers crossed, the old rabbit's foot out of the box in the attic, I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. And that was from Hillary Clinton. Bill and Hillary Clinton will be testifying in front of Congress regarding Jeffrey Epstein on February 26th and 27th. And I find it to be funny is that they said they weren't going to do it, then they didn't. It's almost like the same thing that I've said 1,000 times is true. People respond to incentives.
That's
the moment
crazy. The fact that all of these pictures and videos are coming out and she's like, the truth needs to be known, but she's so complicit in this.
Something in front of somebody and they say, oh, my life is up if I don't do this.
Wow.
Now everything changes and they want to play ball. Wow, what a surprise.
Do you think that's inappropriate for Bill Clinton to have this girl? He's married. No way. All right. I don't know. This is crazy. Hillary Clinton emails and new Wikileaks. So this is from video 9 years ago.
Just in case you're lacking the common sense to see that Hillary Clinton is an evil witch and a willing servant of Satan.
Wow.
I will now point to you to one of her newly released emails that has a reference in there about sacrificing to Moloch. I'm not joking.
What? With fingers crossed, the old rabbit's foot out of the box in the attic, I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. What?
Moloch is an ancient pagan god who is mentioned in biblical scripture.
What?
This is supposedly God warning his people not to sacrifice their children to Moloch.
This is crazy. Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. I'm going to check out another report here later, but wow.
To this day, this pagan god is still worshipped by the elitists who offer sacrifices to it.
Yeah.
Moloch, for those who don't know, is the Illuminati favorite deity that's sacrificed to every July in the Bohemian Grove, pictured here, in the form of burning a life-size human effigy, at least in more modern times. Lord knows what they were doing in the past. Burning it at the altar of this big cement, stone-like idol that is built in the middle of their forest.
This is an elaborate, occult, ritualistic entry into this group that they are now a member of for life.
This culture of death in the occult continues long after college. Later on in life, these pagan rituals carry on in the redwoods of Sonoma, California.
And what is the Bohemian Grove? Well, it's a kind of summer camp for the powerful, an all-male gathering in great secrecy.
This group was formed in the late 1800s by artists, industrialists, and politicians. Bohemian attendees worship the owl as their deity. The Aztecs, Mayans, and other natives of Mesoamerica consider the owl a symbol of destruction and death. This is why the opening ritual for the club is the cremation of care. During the ritual, the effigy of a baby is rowed across the water by the Grim Reaper and given to a high priest, who then tosses it on a fiery sacrificial altar of a 40-foot owl god. It is an earth-based ritual in which care is burned away. The conscience is symbolically cast aside so that they may ignore the pain they have inflicted on others for the advancement of their own agendas.
With this ceremony called the cremation of care, that begins the two-week encampment where the body of dull care, symbolizing woes and concerns, is burned on an altar in front of a big owl statue. When that ceremony ends, they all start to cheer and yell.
You have to ask yourself why it is that somebody would want to do that, let alone these elite people. And if you look at the elite throughout history, many of the people that achieve pinnacles of power are into the occult. They seek a supernatural way to gain power.
Yeah. Great. That's true. There's the saying, if you take God out of the picture, take Jesus out of our culture and our city, something else will fill it. Some other deity. There's always something there. And that's why there's this book called The Return of the Gods. And you see this happening within culture. It may not be exactly an actual statue, but seemingly that actually is happening. Real statues coming back to being worshipped. Something far sinister. Now we're going to go to another
Clinton
email.
was taking the weekend to prepare for
Here
the
we go.
final debate this Wednesday, but as she stepped out of the spotlight, Wikileaks released another batch of emails thought to be from Clinton's top aides. ABC's Cecilia Vega joins us now with all those details for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Robin, good morning to you. The Clinton campaign calls this a crime reminiscent of Watergate, but worse. More than 1,900 emails released just this weekend. We are talking about a slow leak every day, a new batch. And the Clinton campaign knows this could be a problem for them every day until Election Day. This morning, thousands more emails appearing to show the inner workings of Hillary Clinton's campaign. WikiLeaks releasing the newest batch of what are believed to be campaign chairman John Podesta's hacked emails. One showing just how much Clinton's team struggled to get her to apologize over that private server controversy. A top advisor writing, her inability to just do a national interview and communicate genuine feelings of remorse and regret is now, I fear, becoming a character problem, more so than honesty. I see no downside in her actually just saying, look, I'm sorry. I think it will take so much air out of this.
Wow.
Podesta agreeing, saying, trying to figure out how to get her there and best way to execute. Ultimately, Clinton did apologize.
As I look back at it now, even though it was allowed, I should have used two accounts, one for personal, one for work-related emails. That was a mistake.
So she's not really apologizing. She's just said, I should just use two different accounts.
About that, I take responsibility.
ABC News has not independently verified the emails. The Clinton campaign not responding to individual documents, instead accusing the Russians of orchestrating the hack to help Donald Trump win.
I don't give credence to any of these dumped documents because I don't even know if they're accurate.
A slow drip that has not let up. 12,000 emails so far. Everything from when Clinton should laugh during debates.
Woo, okay.
To her private speeches to Wall Street that seem to contradict her public positions. Even this one, claiming Clinton told a private trade union gathering that extreme environmentalists need to, quote, get a life. And Donald Trump has questioned whether the Russians are
I would believe that too.
the hacks. He's even questioned whether there was a hack at all, but his running mate, Mike Pence, seemed to take a different stand this weekend, saying there's no question, George, that evidence suggests Russia's involvement.
Yeah, that is the...
Wow. I don't know if that is a true email about her sacrificing chickens, but man, there's these ideas out there that are very disturbing, very, very alarming, to say the least. But it is fascinating stuff, so I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. That is for sure. Will Hillary Clinton run for president again? And will she not make it? Anyway, it's fascinating stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I encourage you to keep on trusting in Jesus and put your faith in him more than anything else. It'll be the best decision you could ever make. Anyway, guys, have an amazing day and God bless.